Hey everybody, it's Missy. Welcome back to my channel. Thanks for joining me today. This layout is for Citrus Twist Kits, and it is based on this week's Sunday sketch, and there's the sketch right there. And I've already done a little bit of pre-cutting here. I'm going to be using this picture of me and my husband, and I have already used my Cameo to cut some messy rectangle frames here on the basic gray paper. And it's a really pretty summery green color, and I'm going to use that behind my layers. And I'm going to add in, instead of a tag on the left, I'm going to use this little cut apart piece from that Maggie Holmes paper. And what I'm going to do is use the main kit, which is called Verona this month. It's the January kit, and the Sprinkles kit. And so at this point I've just kind of mixed everything together in one pile, and I'm just picking and choosing all of the little tidbits that I want to use. And I'm going to use the cut apart sheet. That's the printables, I guess it's called. And I cut that little tag from the printable sheet. And I'm going to do a lot of fussy cutting on this. There's a lot of pieces on that Maggie Holmes sheet that are perfect for fussy cutting. And so I'm going to use that heart. And I'm not going to stick anything down yet because I'm going to do a lot of moving around. I'm not sure 100% where everything's going to go. I just know what pieces that I wanted to use. That's the printable sheet that I was talking about. And so I'm going to cut several things from that. Some of it I use, some of it I don't. But I'm just kind of seeing what I like, and I want this to be all kinds of colors mixed together. I love this little piece here from that Maggie Holmes sheet. I wish there was a big section of this almost colorful camouflage looking print, but it's just that one little strip. And so I'm going to just use a little bit of a piece of it, and so I can use more of it somewhere else because I love all those pinks kind of blended together there. So I'm going to fussy cut out this hello, and I'm going to use that as part of my title. And I'm going to be adding lots of little tidbits here and there. But before I do that, I'm going to add some pizzazz to the background, and not too much, but I wanted a little bit of mixed media, and I wanted it to be a blue color because I want to bring in a bright aqua color to this background, because the background paper that I'm using is one of the 7 paper from Studio Calico, and I'm using the mint side, so it's really pale mint color. And I just added some white gesso to it here, and I'm going to dry it because I'm very impatient and I want to keep going. And it's just going to help strengthen the pattern paper, and it's going to give the paint somewhere to go without seeping through the paper. And I'm just using some of my acrylic paint here. I've got tons of these little bottles of acrylic paint, and I'm just going to use a really pretty light blue turquoise color, I guess you could say. And I'm going to use a foam brush, and I just want a kind of a messy brush stroke outline of this blue color behind the green frames. And I don't want this to be even or perfect. I just want this blue color to peek out from behind everything. And you know, the gesso just kind of whitens everything out also, and it helps keep the true color of the paint that I'm putting down. It probably wouldn't have mattered though, since the background paper is pretty light. You know, but if you're using a dark background, the gesso does help to put down first, because it will help whiten everything up, and it will help keep your paints true to color. All right, so I've got all that dry, and I did some stitching before I turned my camera back on, and I just kind of went along some of those messy framed edges, and I used a hot pink thread because I want different little elements of pink popping around the page. And I love how the background looks. It's messy, and it gives a spot for everything to go in the center of it. Now I love adding tissue paper behind my picture. It just gives a little bit of texture and a little bit of a layering effect. And I'm just going to stick that down behind my picture. And I really love this paper. This is also from the Maggie Holmes Shine collection. And I love the different color pinks. And if you remember on the sketch, there's a little fishtail piece coming out of the left-hand side, and so I wanted to keep that element in my page, and so I just kind of hand cut one and hoped that it looked even, and it worked out. And again, it's that pop of pink that I wanted. And I'm going to use that tag right there, but I have not, it's a while before I stick it down because I want to make sure that that's the spot that it's going to go. So I'm going to cut more from this sheet. I'm going to use that little lucky yellow circle. And as I go, my mind just kind of changes as I go. I have an idea in my mind, and then I see an embellishment, and it makes me think something different. So I do a lot of mind changing when I'm making a layout, and I go from one thing to the next, and I'm just very, I jump around a lot, that's just how I work. I don't know if that makes any sense or not, but that's just how my brain works. And this is just some black thread from my stash. I love to use tangled thread beneath my layers just to kind of give it some texture and another pop of color. And I just like, it kind of looks messy. And I don't even know why. Does that even make sense? I just like the way it looks. I know I've said that on plenty of my videos in the past, but it's just one of my favorite things to add to my projects. So I'm deciding to stick down the tag, and I did a little more stitching right there on top of that tan piece there, and it's just yellow thread. I have lots of different colors, and it just depends on what color I want to add where. Okay, also in the sketch, there are 2 corner pieces in the upper right and the lower left, and I decided to add some more pops of yellow. And so I'm going to use some of the yellow Studio Calico paper that's in the kit, and I just hand cut those. They're definitely not straight by any means, and that's okay with me. Sometimes I measure things to make sure they're just the right length and they look the right shape, and then sometimes I just wing it, and if it's not straight, then that's okay. I go from one extreme to the other, with wanting things messy and crooked to wanting them super straight. I love the back of the Maggie Holmes Shine cut apart sheet. It's this really bold black and white stripe, and you don't need a lot of that because it's so bold. It really makes a big statement, and so I just use little scrap pieces of it there in the corners. So I decide to switch out the yellow lucky circle for the selfie moment flare button there, and it's yellow, and I love the pop of yellow that it gives right there in that corner, but I also want to add a little bit more pink, and so I just use some thread from my stash, and I kind of just loop it up and make a nest, and I glue it down. And this is another fun way to add pop of color, is to add thread, whether you layer it like I did the black thread underneath something, or you make it a little nest for a flare button or an embellishment. It's just another way to add some color and some texture. Now I did add some cord to the tag there, and I added another little cut apart piece and one of the wood veneers and a couple of arrow stickers, and I did that off camera because honestly I just forgot to turn it back on, but you didn't miss a whole lot. That was pretty self-explanatory there what I did. I stuck the hello down, and now I'm going to go through a couple of these little Simple Stories sticker sheets, and this fun sticker sheet. I love these. The stickers are white with metallic silver on them, and they are really fun. I love the quality of them, and they look really good on the project. And the sayings are really fun. The bottom one says love. This one says I am so in like with you. And we get a big pack of these Heidi Swapp word stickers, and I really wanted to use one of them, and I decided to go with Lucky. And I love the font. I love cursive scripty fonts, and here it looks like it blends in with the green background, but in reality it stands out pretty well. It's more of a lime green color, whereas the squares or the frames, the rectangle frames that I had there are more of like a grass green. So they are 2 different colors, and you'll be able to see that in the final photo. Now on the Citrus Twist exclusive pattern paper, on the branding strip, there is several little cut apart pieces that have sentiments on them, and I've used 2 of those. That's the pink little piece there that I stuck above hello, I love you. That came from that. I'm going to use a few of the stamps, and these are exclusive stamps to Citrus Twist kits only, and I love them. They're just so fun, and they're small, so you can use them on a card. You can use them like I'm doing here on your layout. Pretty much anything goes. You could stamp them and cut them out and use them as embellishments, but I'm just going to stamp them right onto my paper. And that's a circle that says enjoy. Now I'm going to cut this out, and it's a darker blue strip, and it says Lucky Me. And I'm really loving all the different colors. I added that really bold orangey red puffy sticker heart over there on the left. So I've got tons of different colors going on here. I love bright colors, and I love how this is all coming together. It's very, very bright and very fun, and just kind of, messy yet organized. Well, that's how I explain it anyway. You may think, what? This is a hot mess. But that's just how my brain works. Now, I do use my T-square ruler to add in some lines, and then I'm going to add in my journaling. And then the last thing I'm going to do is add in some black color shine from my stash, because I love to have black splatters, especially when I have a black and white photo. And then I do add the date with the date stamp, and that's the final thing that I'm going to do. And that's it. The kits are really fun this month, so I hope you check them out. I've got the kits blog link, or the kits website, and the blog link at the bottom. There's my final project. I hope you enjoyed watching this. Please let me know if you have any questions or anything that I might have left out about any of this, the project, the products, anything. So thanks for joining me, and I will see you guys next time. Have a great day.